What's up, everybody? This is Whiskey in a Six. I'm Rob. Coming back from an amazing dinner at Bar Isabel in the downtown Toronto area. It's Spanish tapas. Phenomenal. Probably one of the best restaurants I've ever been to. I would say maybe third or fourth on my list of all time. Very, very, very good stuff. Today I have for you Angostura, okay, 12-year-old. This is a rum. This rum is made in Trinidad and Tobago, part of the Caribbean, the West Indies. In 1824, this company was known for the bitters that they made, and they're European based, both in Germany and in Spain. And then I believe in the late 1800s, they branched out to Trinidad and Tobago, where they started making rum. This product is very good. My only beef with this product is for a 12-year-old, it's not cheap. It's bottled at 40%. It's aged in ex-bourbon oak barrels. And it's a molasses-based rum. Okay, so not exactly sure if that's natural color, but it's quite dark, as you can see. All right. My guess is it's not natural color. Doesn't say it anywhere on the bottle. In the research I did, I couldn't find whether or not it was natural color. But rums tend to get a bit darker, and I'm assuming molasses-based rums even more so. This one in particular has an incredible smell of Coca-Cola. Like, I almost think that whoever invented the rum and Coke had this rum and said, wow, this reminds me a lot of Coca-Cola or cola. I bet it would be a great mix. Because it literally, like, if you nose it, it smells like flat Coca-Cola, like Coke that's been sitting in the glass for a couple hours. Strong Coca-Cola smell. You do pick up the molasses right away. You get a little bit of the vanilla from the oak. And I'm picking up like some cherry. Dark fruits for sure. Great nose on this one. It's only 40%, like I said. I'm gonna go back to why I have a slight beef with this, and that's simply, like I said, because it was $80 less than a year ago at the LCBO in Ontario. I'm not sure what it is globally. Often, Canada, Ontario in particular, seems to have pretty decent prices when it comes to rum. For whatever reason, rum is the one spirit that we seem to be getting the best deal on. El Dorado is very reasonably priced in Ontario. Okay, you can pick up the 12-year-old for $60. You can pick up the the 12-year-old for $40, the 15-year-old for about $64, and the 21-year-old for about $110 or $115. But that's a great price for a 21-year-old. I do know that it's more expensive in many places in the UK, throughout Europe, and possibly even more expensive in the States. I'm not 100% sure on that one. But this one, for a 12-year-old, you're talking $97 now. For whatever reason, it went up about $17-18 at the LCBO, which, in my opinion, is kind of ridiculous, because I can buy for $10 more El Dorado 21-year-old. Is this equivalent in quality to El Dorado 21-year-old? Well, I'll tell you that in just a sec. Okay, so on the nose, again, we said Coca-Cola, we said cherry, a little bit of vanilla, some oak. Okay? Very sweet smelling. And you get that molasses, like I said. Okay, little to no burn whatsoever. But the palate, there's a touch of like a medicinal taste, and I think that's coming from a strong black licorice taste. Okay, so there is a very obvious black licorice coming from this rum. Okay, again. On the entry, that's where you get that cola that you pick up on the nose. Then as it starts to finish, you get the black licorice, you get a reminiscent taste of, like aftertaste of biting into a gingerbread cookie. That's from the molasses, of course. Okay, there is some oakiness there, but molasses dominates, and black licorice is right there, right under molasses. Okay, I don't know if you've ever had an opportunity to taste raw molasses, but this is not this is nowhere near as bitter as raw molasses, but you can tell right away it's a molasses rum. Okay, really sweet, really smooth, very, very good stuff. I would still take, I think, El Dorado 15-year-old at $64 before I'd buy this at $97. Actually, not that I think, I know for sure I'd buy the El Dorado 15. El Dorado 12 might be even better than both of those two, the El Dorado 15 and this one. From what I remember of tasting Appleton 12-year-old as well, that's up there. It's really really good stuff, that Jamaican Appleton 12-year-old, and it's a fraction of the price. It's $40. Okay, and like I said, I think the El Dorado 12-year-old is around the same, maybe a little bit more. Okay, so far my favorite rum is El Dorado 21-year-old. I haven't done a review of it yet. I will be doing a review of that eventually, but this is good stuff. Okay, rums are one of those things where you always think it's going to get popular, and then for whatever reason it never does. But it doesn't really make sense, because it's a really good spirit. It's a really good sipping spirit. It's high quality because of the high temperatures where it's aged and distilled. It tends to age a lot faster than the actual age on the bottle. Okay, so this tastes a lot older than a 12-year-old should taste. Well, it definitely tastes a lot older than what a 12-year-old Scotch would taste like. Okay, this is a lot smoother, a lot more balanced. Okay, now obviously there are the exceptions in the Scotch world, but comparing a 12-year-old to a 12-year-old, I would say this is smoother. Not that it's better, but it's definitely smoother. Okay, really good stuff. Still not in the, like I said, El Dorado range for me, but this is definitely a B+, okay? B+. I want to thank my brother Luke for lending me this bottle. Okay, I had an opportunity to try it at his house, and then he let me borrow it so that I could do a review on it. So thank you, Luke. I will be doing with possibly Luke, if I can convince him, as well as my two other brothers, Mike and Ant, and a friend, Joe, who's appeared on one of the Whiskey in the Sixes already. Whiskey in the Six videos already. The Glen Morangi Signet, and that's going to be happening on Monday. We have a Scotch night, the 5 of us, and hopefully I can convince the 4 of them, including myself, so that makes 5, to do this review with me. But if not, I'll be doing it by myself. I still plan to do the Macallan 18-year-old shortly, the Glenfiddich Malt Masters edition shortly. I was going through my older bottles and I found at my cottage Tobermory 10-year-old. This is pretty old. I bought this about 3 or 4 years ago, but it still tastes good. It still tastes exactly how it tasted 3 or 4 years ago. So I guess I got lucky, or Tobermory just makes a really good product. But I'm going to be doing a review on that shortly. Still got to do the research on this miniature St. Andrews Scotch and the Collingwood Canadian whiskey. I'll be doing shortly as well when I feel like I can squeeze it in. Before I let you go, I wanted to mention for you bookworms out there, and I don't want to do this all the time, but every once in a while when I have a high recommendation, I'm going to send it out to you guys. If you like fantasy, if you like modern fantasy, I highly recommend that you go pick up a book called The Library at Mount Char by Scott Hawkins. It's an absolute stunner. It's incredible. Okay, so go pick that up. It's very gory, a lot of violence, but out of this world with... It's the most original book I've ever read in my life. Okay, so definitely need to go pick that up. I have Instagram and Twitter. On Instagram, I'm at whiskey_in_the6. On Twitter, I'm at whiskey_in_the_6. Okay, looks just like that. 6 the number, not the word. B+. Thanks for watching to all my subscribers. And if you're new to my channel, please subscribe. Cheers, guys.